but they cannot see themselves. Similarly, how can the I, the consciousness that I am, how can I come to know myself? I am, full stop. And this has to be known without a thought. So, क्या करेंगे यार? कुछ करोगे नहीं, बुढ़े जल्दी हो जाओगे सुन के. बाल सफेद इसीलिए हो गए. Thus, the understanding of the truth can be complete only by the application of combined techniques of Vyatirek and Anvaya, of analysis and synthesis. This is exemplified by Lord Krishna himself in the Bhagavad Gita in the 10th chapter, which deals with multiplicity of divine manifestation analysis, and in the 11th chapter, the Lord includes everything within him in supreme synthesis. So in the 10th chapter, the multiplicity of divine manifestation, Bhagavan says, Lord Krishna says, among the mountains I am the Himalayas, among the trees I am the Ashwatha, among the rivers I am the Gangaji, among the men I am Arjuna, and so on. It goes on and on and on and on. About 70 verses are there. Arjuna says, oh, please keep saying, please keep continuing. I am enjoying listening to that, because he asked Krishna, please tell me, where can I catch you in this world? So he gave specific places for Arjuna to put attention. And while he was saying, Krishna Bhagavan told him that you can be sitting here and I can be talking for infinite period of time, and this list will not conclude. No, Arjuna said to Krishna that you can be, because now he was inspired. Oh wow, so many places Krishna is available. This is so many ways I can contact him. And all those places are the pilgrimage places for us. So Arjuna is smart. He says, is there a way that I can experience, because I don't want to spend lifetimes and infinite time sitting here and listening to you. Is there a way I can have a direct experience of all your manifestations in one go? Then the 11th chapter begins. And in the 11th chapter, Bhagavan Krishna tells Arjuna, yes, it is possible, but you don't have the eye to see it. And he touches his third eye, opens his third eye, and he has the Vishwarup Darshan. But because he is not purified, he becomes afraid of that Vishwarup Darshan. What is that Vishwarup Darshan? Past, present, future, cause, effect, manifest, unmanifest, everything it is included. Creation, maintenance, destruction, everything happening at the same time. And it was such a fantastic vision that was presented that Arjuna, he saw it, he became overwhelmed by it, and then requested, please come back to your beautiful, acceptable, pleasing Chaturbhuj form of Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma. And the Lord had to, but that form of Virat Purusha, that is the all-inclusive form. It can be presented to you today, tomorrow, any moment it can come if you focus your mind on Om. But are we purified? We will get scared. We will get scared because we have not purified ourselves. And in this way, in the 11th chapter, and the Lord includes everything within him is in the supreme synthesis. So in this way, we will not begin this chapter today. We'll leave the first verse for tomorrow. This introduction is enough for today. We have given you Swamiji has given us the bigger picture of how through the chapters the thought process has been developed, the various aspects of that, one without a second principle, who is none other than the Paramashiva, to Shiva and Shakti, to the who appears as Guru. That Guru tells us that you are the Atman. We think Atman is Satchidananda. Then it is told that Satchidananda cannot define the truth that who you are. After having told that, then it was told that no word, Satchidananda or any other word, cannot reveal the truth, and neither it can remove the ignorance. And now here, after having given that analysis, the chapter is about there is nothing called ignorance in the first place. How that process of coming to that conclusion that there is nothing called ignorance, then what is there? There is only the infinite self, and that I am. This conclusion hopefully will be revealed to us. Not hopefully, it is revealed to us through this chapter. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Just sit quietly for a moment. Hari Om everyone. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. हमने लास्ट वीक ये समरी कंप्लीट कर दिया था ना. हाँ. सो नाउ वी आर इन द 7th चैप्टर ऑफ द अमृत अनुभव, अज्ञान खंडना, कि इग्नोरेंस डिनाइड, मतलब अविद्या करके कोई चीज ही नहीं है. तो व्हाट इज द फर्स्ट थिंग दैट दे से? स्वामी जी सेज द सुप्रीम स्पिरिट गोज ऑन शोइंग इटसेल्फ इन द फॉर्म ऑफ वेरियस ऑब्जेक्ट्स क्रिएटेड आउट ऑफ द सेल्फ. Atma, Paramatma, the self, keeps showing itself in the form of the whole creation. See? In the form of various objects. For example, the water keeps showing itself in the form of totality, the ocean, individuality, the waves. Heck, what is there in it? Only water. Then why are you calling it by different names? Well, time pass ho raha hai. That is its glory. So the Supreme Spirit goes on showing itself in the form of various objects created out of the self to self, thereby parading the Trinity of the seer, seeing and the seen. So it is just like the wave, water itself is becoming the ocean and the wave, the beginning of the wave, the maintenance of the wave, the destruction of the wave. So also this Paramatma, this essential self that we are, it alone, that Supreme Spirit alone is expressing as the seer, the seen and the seeing. But don't stop there. What's next? Right now it is hearer, the heard and the hearing. What will be next? The sitter, the seated and the seating. Huh? So every moment, no thought can appear without this triputi, this triad. What is that triad in principal terms? Subject, object and instrument of knowledge. And the spirit alone is expressing as the subject on one side, that is the aham, object on the other side, which is the idam, and the instrument with which that object is being perceived, that is body, breath, mind, intellect. Everything is the self. There is no place for anything else other than the self. Why? Self is Purnamada, Purnamidam, Purnat, Purnamudachyate. Self is complete. Self is all that there is. We don't have the vision to see that. That's all. And whole spirituality is about developing that vision, invoking that vision, which is our natural state. When the object of seeing exists, the seer takes to seeing. When the object of seeing disappears, the seer and the seeing also disappear. Isn't it true? If the wife is in front of, okay, all ladies are here. So if the husband is in front, the wife appears. I'll take it the other way. मेरे को confusion होता है.
Mother's Day today.
हाँ?
It's Mother's Day today.
हाँ, ठीक है. हाँ. She's saying today is Mother's Day, so take the mother's point of view. Okay. We'll not take the wife's point of view, mother's point of view. So if the child is in front of you, immediately without you willing, wishing, imagining, the mother comes out. Mother is the seer, the child is the seen, and the instrument of knowledge is there. The thought that I am whatever, your acceptance of yourself at that moment is only as a mother. So when you say, I am going to cook this to your child, so that is the mother who is speaking as I. That is how each thought comes. So no thought appears in our mind without the triputi. These are the basic ingredients which go into appearance of a thought. The subject, the object and the instrument of knowledge. See? And here what Aneshwar Maharaj is saying, that when the object appears, when the child appears, the mother appears. When the child goes away, where does the mother go? She also dissolves. The objectivity dissolves. So the knower and the known, the knower the mother, known the child. Similarly, when there are no objects in the sleep, where has the seer and the seen, the hearer and the heard, where have all these gone? They all dissolved back. They all become unmanifest. They have all gone back to their source. And here it says that the seer takes to seeing. When the object of seeing disappears, the two seer and seeing also disappear. And this is our knowledge. If you observe yourself, this is what is going on every moment. In this manner, the one and only one pure consciousness becomes a triad, the triputi. When all the three disappears, one unity alone remains. However, all the three are imaginary, one alone is real. See, when a stool is having three legs, then the stool is useful. So when subject, object and instrument of knowledge is there, then they are useful. But if Subject and object are not there. The seer and the seen is not there. What is the use of the instrument? No use of the instrument. Instrument, how do you know this is the body? I know this is the body, isn't it? I is still there, the subject is there. Without the subject, can you know the body? No. Without the subject, can you know the breath? No. Without the subject, because breath is the object. Without the subject I, can we know anything in this world, including the Panchakoshas, the five sheaths? No. So when this whole foundation on which the foundation means this relative foundation on which the thought, of which the thought is made up. We are not talking about the essence. Essence is the spirit. Essence is the pure consciousness. But what we are experiencing right now as way of thought is the subject, object and the instrument of knowledge. All this disappears. All Triputi disappears. So when in deep sleep everything disappears, there is no subject who is saying I. There is no object to be perceived. You are not even aware of your body, breath, mind, intellect in deep sleep. Then what is there? Majority of the people will say there is nothing. But realized masters, what do they say? They say there is only one unified consciousness. This is the way to remain awake in the sleep. This is the way to catch the thought, whether it is through japa or while listening and coming to the conscious principle. This is, and now he gives with those few words, now we enter into the introduction. He says, Swamiji says, the first chapter dealt with the power of Shakti and the powerful, the Shiva Shakti. And there we saw how Shiva and Shakti, they are exactly at the subjective level. It is the self and the mind. Mind is our Shakti. Whose Shakti? My mind. I alone am the self. I alone this mind is alone me. Similarly, Shiva and Shakti at the totality level. That was the topic of discussion there. In the second chapter, the knowledge of oneness of the Shiva Shakti through the grace of the Guru was the theme. Guru Stavana, that Shiva through the Shakti alone appears as the Guru in our life. So, when our Guru, our Jnaneshwar Maharaj has appeared in our life as by way of Amrutanubhava, he is the Guru. That Shiva alone is the constant one. The Shakti, she is the changing one. She gives the form, she gives the variety. She expresses as the variety, not gives, expresses as the variety. And when she expresses, in that expression, this body is one and one Guru is another one. And that Guru comes to us. That Shiva alone is inside us also. That Shiva alone is in the inside Guru also. In fact, Shiva is alone everywhere. But we don't have the eye to see. So when we are little bit seeking, that there and then, by grace of the divine, the Guru, the Lord Shiva, in the form of Guru, appears into our life. So that we are able to recognize that the Guru and I are not separate, that the I and the Shiva are not separate. Shivoham, Shivoham, Satchidanandoham. See? This is the importance of the Guru. Without Guru, this knowledge is not possible. Without the teacher. And what does the teacher teach? What does the Guru Mahatma, here we are talking about, in that chapter, the Guru, the outside Guru teaches the seeker to recognize that the Guru principle is his essential self. And that essential self, that Guru principle, Sadguru, is alone expressing in and through everything. And he expands his vision so that the seeker is able to not remain fixated with one teacher. Yes, we have all faith, reverence, everything. But he keeps learning from every experience, every event, every contact, every relationship, from everything that is life is throwing at him. From that, he gets the ability to convert that experience into a learning. And what is the learning? Not to establish the world. The learning should be that whatever is coming to me, like at this moment, these words are coming out of the mouth, I am listening and you are listening. Is that leading to more thoughts, or is it leading us back to the conscious principle that we are, the Guru principle that we are? So every moment this opportunity is available, but that is shown. Our mind is oriented towards it by the Guru. And every the Guru principle is within our heart. That was told in the 3rd chapter. Then in the 4th chapter, the 4 speeches and how to transcend them in order to arrive at one's own essential nature. In the 3rd chapter. 2nd chapter was the Guru. 3rd chapter is the Vaikhari Madhyama Pashyanti Para. And Vaikhari Madhyama Pashyanti Para, the gross speech, the sadhana was told, how to recognize this, how to recognize the Shiva Shakti, how one principle, one Paramashiva is alone expressing as Shiva Shakti. That Shiva Shakti alone is the Aham and Idam, the seer seen, etc., etc. That eye, the third eye, is opened by the Guru. That was the 2nd chapter. And once you have understood intellectually, logically, but it's not becoming our experience. So Jnaneshwar Maharaj there tells us that merely listening is not enough. You need to work towards that. And if it is not becoming your experience at this moment, it is only because the mind has not quietened down. To quieten down that mind, the japa is very necessary. And principle of japa is gross chanting must lead to subtle chanting, must lead to causal chanting, must lead to transcendental. Meaning, gross speech must lead to, gross speech is at the mouth, at the level of lips. Subtle speech is at the level of the throat. Causal speech is at the level of heart. And Paravani is at the level of our navel. And from there, then the Kundalini is invoked and it goes and meets its beloved at the Sahasrar, the Ishvara. The Shakti goes and meets the Shiva. But this does not happen just because you wish. You have to practice. You have to get exhausted. You don't get sleep if you don't live your day fully. If you have slept the whole day and then you go to sleep at night, you will not get sleep. Same way, if we have slept during the day to the self that we are, and then we want to sit in meditation for half an hour, 1 hour, and expect that something miraculous must happen, nothing is going to happen. Maybe once or twice it might happen. So we have to engage with life 100%. Exhaust. So here in this mantra, the whole waking experience is condensed into the waking sound. And that waking sound is interacted with full devotion, faith, surrender, bhava. And as you interact with that gross sound fully, automatically the gross world becomes neutralized. How? We have explained it before, but I'm not going to go into detail. It becomes neutralized. Very simple answer. You start screaming the mantra, other people will think you are mad and they'll leave you alone. Gross world neutralized. When your focus is on your mantra, your focus cannot be on something else. Yet everything is going on. You will be walking, you will be eating, but your attention is on your mantra continuously. Then when the world becomes less of a disturbance to us, then the mantra moves to the throat. You don't feel even the movement of the lips in the gross world is a disturbance. Then the mantra goes to the throat. Now the mantra is going on in the mind. Now if at all, majority of people do dream, so there the dream is dealt with. We must not try to bring it to the throat. We must continue only at the lip level, at the gross level. It must go in by itself. When it has matured, automatically it will go. And then then the next level is the heart level, which is the causal state, which is silence. But we don't want to go into silence, into the inert silence. We want to access the silence consciously. And that will be possible only if you have remained conscious of gross chanting, you have remained conscious of subtle chanting. Then when that subtle chanting also silences itself, there is no manifestation of the sound at the lip level, there is no movement of your Adam's apple, and there is no movement of thought in the mind. That is silence. And you are conscious of it. Then you don't go to the heart, you straight away land up in the navel, which is the paravani, which is samadhi. But if you make silence as your focus, then you will go into what we call as meditation, jada samadhi. See, so this is and with that preparation of the mind on one side, and Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Shiva Shakti and the Guru principle, continuously having the surrender to the Lord, surrender to the Shakti, surrender to the Guru principle, knowing that they are all one. They are inspiring this mantra in my mouth, they are inspiring the journey inwards, they are playing with themselves. With this bhav, you continue the journey. Then what will happen? Then knowledge will sprout. And what is that knowledge? That is in the 4th chapter. The discrimination between Jnana and Agnana was the theme of the 4th chapter. Jnana, knowledge; Ajnana, incomplete knowledge. Jnaneshwar Maharaj, Ajnana, he doesn't take it as ignorance. He takes it as incomplete knowledge. Knowledge not of the world. Knowledge, when we talk of word knowledge, it is not knowledge of the world. It is knowledge of the self. So, I am of the nature of pure consciousness. This is the knowledge. And this knowledge is without thought, without word. And incomplete knowledge is the source, is the cause of all objectivity, is the source of incompleteness. And what is the incompleteness? I am so far away from divine. I am this body. I don't want to die, and it goes on and on and on. This is Ajnana, incomplete knowledge. Living as an individual, and who is individual? Individual is the Paramatma, as if functioning with identification with space, time and objectivity, is called a jiva. So, if you become free of space, time, objectivity, conditioning, you are of the nature of Shiva. Shivoham, Shivoham, Satchidanandoham. See, it's that simple. But we make it complicated. But now, how do we do it? So we have to read this thick book. See? Then, in the 5th chapter, the meaning of Satchidananda and Atma and their use in defining and knowing the truth and their limitations was presented. So once we have understood what is Jnana and what is Ajnana, what is knowledge and what is incomplete knowledge or Ajnana, all that you can listen to it that leads to this may be a misconception that Atma is Satchidananda, that Atma is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, that the Atma is Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Swarupa, and the Atma is Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. It's of the nature of all pervasiveness. Atma is Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate. So we start giving Atma all these upamas, that it is existence, consciousness, bliss, it is eternal, pure, unborn, undying, it is infinite. And here the Jnaneshwar Maharaj takes a different approach. He says all these words, Sat, Chit, Ananda, Nitya, Shuddha, Buddha, Mukta, etc., they cannot define the Atma. They do not represent the Atma. Then naturally the question is, in Upanishads it is said, yes, it is said. But he is telling out of his experience. And his experience, what he is saying is not anti-Upanishad. When you understand what he is saying, then you are yes. There the process is different, here the process is different. So what is the understanding here by Jnaneshwar Maharaj? The Sat word is used to cancel Asat. The word existence is used to cancel non-existence. Consciousness word is used, Chit is used to cancel Achit or unconsciousness. And Ananda is used to cancel Dukkham. So in this way, the whole chapter analyzed how the words Sat, Chit and Ananda are important in defining, in doing justice to the Atma, the Atmic Tattva, the essence of that is Atma. They are not able to do the justice to it. Because in the end, Sat is also a word, Chit is also a word, Anand is also a word. And these words are limited. They are product of space-time objectivity. Word cannot be otherwise. A word comes because there is subject, object and instrument of knowledge. That comes in the automatically in the next chapter. So words Satchidananda, Sat, Chit, Ananda and so on are important in defining the truth. Truth is self-existing, truth is self-illumined, truth is is omniscient. There is nothing outside the truth which can define the truth. Now apply it on yourself. Who do you see yourself as? Father, mother, daughter, sister. If that is not enough, who you see yourself little bit closer to yourself? I am the body. If a little bit closer, I am the breath. A little bit closer, I am the thinking person. Little bit closer, I am the waker, dreamer, sleeper. Within the little bit more closer to the self, I am the soul. All these are imaginations. These are all words. So there is no word. All these terms which are so beautifully taken as representations or definitions of the truth, actually when you look at it, they are incapable of defining the self. And then in the next chapter, in the 6th chapter, dealt exhaustively with the reassessing the true value of the word in the knowledge of the self. It was shown how the word has meaning only in the kingdom of ignorance. That does not mean that ignorance exists as an object. So word, we already told this today in meditation also, that the word is a product of ignorance, of incomplete knowledge. What is complete knowledge? That which is not affected, influenced by incomplete knowledge. spirit, the essence that we are, is uninfluenced by manifestation or unmanifestation. For this, you read the Shiva Shakti Samavesh, the first chapter. So, similarly, who are you? You are unaffected by manifestation called waking and dream, and unmanifestation, sleep. If you want to take it more closer, are you affected by every thought that is appearing right now and going away? So every thought is an appearance, manifestation. After the manifestation, immediately there is a gap before the next manifestation begins. So that gap is the unmanifestation. So you are the illuminator. You are the presence in front of whom manifestation and unmanifestation is coming and going, is happening. In this manifestation and manifestation, whose manifestation and unmanifestation? Shaktis, minds. What is mind? In essence, it is pure consciousness. But do we take it as pure consciousness? No, we take it as flow of thoughts. But flow of thoughts is not continuous thought. There is gap in between every thought. And what is that gap and no gap? No gap? Manifestation and manifestation. Word and no word. See? So that which appears only for a moment and then disappears cannot be the reality. So how can unreality, how can objectivity, how can that finite temporary word define that which is the infinite? No amount of infinite number of finite words can be equal to the infinite self. Example, infinite number of finite waves is not equal to the ocean. It's not equal to ocean. It can ever be equal to ocean, because ocean is much deeper, great depth to it. Wave is only on the surface, on the periphery. Words are also on the periphery of the mind. When we dive little bit into the mind, we go to sleep. You remain conscious of that diving, you will come to samadhi. You remain conscious of that depth throughout the 24 hours, you are in natural samadhi, sahaj bhav, in spite of whatever is happening at the periphery. But we get influenced by the periphery. We get carried away by the periphery. And that's what Jnaneshwar Maharaj is saying here, that we have to reassess the value of the word. What is its status? What is its impact? What is its nature? And yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasa saha. And the word does not have the entry into the pristine self, into the conscious self. And that word appears as thought in the mind also aprapya manasa saha. The conscious self cannot be comprehended by the mind, because mind itself is a product of limitation of space, time and objectivity. Then, and one more thing that was told in conclusion in this chapter, which was our last chapter, that the word is incapable of removing the ignorance. Towards the end, this was told. The word has no capacity, no intelligence, no power to remove the ignorance, because he is the grandchild or the child of the ignorance itself. Again, you can take ignorance as sleep, you can take ignorance as incomplete knowledge, you can take ignorance as that which does not exist, absence, nothingness. You can take it as Maya. So, its product, how can effect remove the cause? It cannot remove the cause. So, word cannot remove ignorance. And the second point what that was told was, word, we told before, word cannot reveal the truth. Yet we use the word. Right now we are utilizing the word to communicate to our own mind. What are we trying to communicate? That this word is important in doing anything. It only creates confusion. It only creates doubt. It only creates objectivity. Wherever there is objectivity, there is confusion and doubt. So, as we told in meditation, our goal is somehow to, from the word, from objectivity, come to conscious silence. And along that journey, we understand the position of the word, position of the thought, position of the I thought, and not get lost and carried away and entangled in them. And in this way, now the seventh chapter we are coming to. This seventh chapter deals with the subject of ignorance, its nature, its status in the kingdom of the truth. In the truth, does ignorance exist? That will be analyzed. Is it possible to talk about ignorance where there is only truth? We have to remember, Jnaneshwar Maharaj is telling from his experience of realization, and it is not that he has experienced realization and then afterwards forgot realization. He is continuously abiding in that. So from his vision, is there anything called ignorance? From your eyes point of view, there is vision, and you close your eyes, there is no vision. Vision, seeing colors and forms, is knowledge. Closing your eyes, there is no knowledge, which is called ignorance, darkness. Waking and dream is knowledge at the level of mind. Deep sleep is no knowledge, ignorance. From now come to self. From self point of view, is there a possibility? Is the, just like eyes were available to perceptions and no perception, mind was available to thought or no thought, is the consciousness available to manifestation and unmanifestation? This is the question. Slowly we are going back to the source. So from the conscious self point of view, standpoint, what is the status of ignorance? That will be discussed in this chapter. Jnaneshwar Maharaj pointed out in the last chapter that where the truth is concerned, words like Satchidananda, Atma, etc. have no meaning, because truth is self-existing. It is not created because of some word. They are like saying that the goblin has come, or that I hold the space in my palm. Such words are only noise. Like when I went to Kanyakumari, we put our hand out at the sunset, and in the palm, the sun was, in the photograph, you can see the sun in the palm of our hand. What is that? This is how you see. You go and tell a child, hey, I was holding the sun in my palm. The child is, really, Swamiji, you are holding the sun in your palm. How did you do it? Sun is so big. I say, look, photograph. Wow. Swamiji is great. Then this is what we tell about Mahatmas. Mahatmas are great. But what was it? Illusion. Optical illusion. So same way, just like I hold the space in my palm, such words are only noise. So when I say I am holding the sun in my palm, I am holding the space in my palm, I am having thoughts in my mind, all this is humbug. There is nothing like this happening from absolute point of view. Just as from water's point of view, there is nothing called wave, there is nothing called ocean. Then what is word and wave? Useless. Not even worth a thought. Not even worth the attention. What is the status of dream after you wake up? Not even worth your attention, isn't it? Them straight away, zero value. Exactly the same way. Just as the forest or rain painted in a picture are of no use to anyone, these words are also of no use in the realm of truth. Just as mirage waters appear but we cannot drink the water, just as the space appears blue but we know sky has no blue color. We see the sunrise and sunset but we know that the sun doesn't rise and the sun doesn't set, it's stuck in one place. So what are these? So when you look into it, it's all just words of no use. Sun has never set or sun has never risen. But in the phenomena, it has its usefulness. So similarly, when we use so many words to communicate, as we are doing right now, it has its usefulness. But that usefulness is that it must lead to remaining, being the consciousness, whether there is thought or no thought, whether there is world or no world. Words like knowledge and ignorance are also of the same nature, because knowledge, the word knowledge is a word, and ignorance is also a word. What it we have given it a connotation. Knowledge means jnana. Ignorance means ajnana. But both are words. The word knowledge is also important. The word ignorance is also important. And both are products of what? Both are products of incomplete knowledge. They are incapable. Without words, knowledge and ignorance cannot exist. In this way, the word was invalidated and denied in the kingdom of truth. To the extent words are denied, to that extent is the truth revealed. Denial of truth. How do you bring it about? Vaikhari madhyama pashyanti para. Chant. Chant the name. Chant Om. Like there is no tomorrow. With bhav, with reverence, with faith, with regularity, with sincerity. 24/7. Keep chanting. See. So both the words knowledge and ignorance have no status of existence in the realm of truth, and we have used the words to communicate their impotency. See, we have used the words to communicate their impotency in revealing the truth. Why? The word knowledge itself is a word. The word ignorance is also a word. And both words are finite. If there is no word knowledge, you cannot communicate. If there is a word ignorance, you will not know what ignorance is. If you don't have a word called space, you will not have this whole creation. Because there is word called space, therefore there is air, fire, water, earth. You have imagined in that. If the word space is taken out of your vocabulary, see what happens. You will try and find some other word for this word, for this space. In every language there is different way of, someone says it is akash, someone says it is avyakta, someone says it is emptiness, someone says it is nothingness, but someone says it is incomplete knowledge, but it is all meaning the same thing at the gross, subtle and causal level. Because that space, we know only the space outside, but there is a space inside also called mental space. And the outside space is only a concept of the mental space. And mental space is because of conscious space. Conscious space alone is expressing as the mental space. Then mental space alone expresses as the gross space. Then gross space alone expresses as the five elements and everything that is included in the space. That is the whole universe. So what is the source? From where it all started? From the conscious space. Who is that conscious space? I am. In other words, you alone are the whole world. So we have used these limited words to shift our attention to the source, and in that contemplation the words drop. To expedite this process, Vaikhari Madhyama Pashyanti Para. Keep practicing that on the side and keep exposing yourself to these words. If you have like in Kathopanishad, if you have faith in the word that you are chanting, Om will reveal. That revelation can be from inside. That revelation can be from a guru who comes into your life. That revelation can be through Jnaneshwar Maharaj, through Ramakrishna Paramahans. Somehow, it is not your concern how. Our commitment should be in purifying our mind from manyness to oneness. Not only wishing, actually being. Reducing the number of thoughts. Then things start happening. Then the right, the right teacher comes into our life. And don't get attached to the teacher also. But if you want the knowledge, then we need to have respect and reverence. We get attached to the form. The teacher is saying, be attached to the self. Be attached to the knowledge that you are. Just like water cannot be taken from the pond and drunk, you need some container. That container is your two palms, or it is a glass, or it is some mud pot. Without that, you cannot drink. Similarly, that conscious self which you already are, which is infinitely available, we drink it through the container of the words. And then you don't eat the container also. You don't eat the glass after drinking water. Then what do? You drink the water and leave the glass. You take the essence that is being indicated only by the words and then drop the word. एक बार समझ गए, उसके बाद छोड़ दो सब कुछ. छोड़ दो क्या? You don't have to leave. It will automatically leave. You don't think, now I have drunk the water, now I'm going to leave the glass on the table. Or in India, now I have drunk the tea, now I'm going to take this mud cup and going to break it. It automatically happens. There's no thought process there. Because our attention is on the satisfaction. So here these words bring the contentment of being the self. They present the self that you are, and then the words gets dropped away. And that's the process of Vaikhari Madhyama Pashyanti Para. And in this manner, the 7th chapter begins with the query, if the world cannot define the Atma Tattva, what is its position vis-a-vis ignorance and with the world in which we conduct all our transactions? If the word cannot define the Atma Tattva, it cannot define the truth, the essence that we are, what is its position? So the word, if you say word is nothing but ignorance, an expression of ignorance, then what is its position in this world? And with reference to this world, and what is this world? This is the world in which we conduct ourselves. And no transaction is possible without word, meaning without action. Self is that where there is no activity possible. Self is that which cannot be attained through actions. Words are activity. Thoughts are activity. Everything that comes and goes is activity. What is its status? Words are activity. And you are saying that it cannot reveal the self. So, what is the status of the world? We know the whole world only by way of word. We know every transaction, every relationship, every ownership only by way of word. Suddenly, the whole structure is collapsing. The matrix is collapsing. Matrix is made up of the words. This must not lead to depression. This must not lead to confusion. The subject is dealt with in two ways in this chapter. By Vyatireka, denial of the effect in the cause, and Avyaya, presence of the effect in the cause. The presence of gold without reference to name and form of the ornament is Vyatireka, and the inclusion of all names and forms of the ornaments in the gold is Anvaya. As a result of this vichara, thinking from both angles, Anvaya and Vyatirek, one comes to the conclusion that truth is beyond any limitations of cause and effect. So this is the unique approach. Jnaneshwar Maharaja said it in few lines, few verses, and our Swami Anuvananji, he is explained exhaustively with, and his commentary we will take to clear our understanding about ourselves. How we are the all-pervasive conscious principle by nature. That there is nothing called ignorance. If you say there is ignorance and there is consciousness, then there are two. Where there is two, how can the... But self is one without a second. Ekameva dvitiya. Self is Ishavasam sarvam. It is all pervasive. Then if ignorance is there, how will you say Ishavasya? Oh, Ishavasya is only up till the edge of ignorance. After that, ignorance begins. Our existence is only up till the edge of our skin. After that, space begins. After that, not me begins. See? And this type of thinking we employ even in spirituality, because we are unable to think that this self that I am is the all-pervasive principle. Our pervasiveness is only limited to the body. Our pervasiveness is only limited to my house, to the walls. We have to break through this inertia. We have to break through this inertness. For that, a different approach. We can't keep thinking of everything the way we have been thinking. A different approach is required, especially in the spiritual realm. So here, the process of Anvaya and Vyatirek, inclusiveness and exclusiveness. How this inclusiveness and exclusiveness, while it is going on, it is only that one material. So these are the two processes. Vyatirek process is the process initially in every, most of the commentaries and bhashyas and everywhere, just like Nirvana, Mano Buddhi Chitta Hankara Naham No Aham. I am not Vyatirek. So most of the places, neti, I am not this, I am not that, I am not this, I am not that, is the Vyatirek. You drop away what you are not and come to who you essentially are. And then Anvaya means now expand this who you are. Rather than being the absence, now there is nothing there. No. Now you expand. And that expansion must include everything that there is. That is Anvaya, all-inclusiveness. Exclusiveness is Vyatireka, inclusiveness is Anvaya. So, either you can come to the I, that I am not the world, I am not the body, I am not the breath, I am not the mind, I am not the intellect, I am not the object, I am the subject, even that subject, I am not the thought, I, and you come to your essential self. This is one way. The other way is I am, and I am pervading the thought, I am pervading the object, I am pervading the intellect, I am the material and efficient cause of the mind, breath, body, world. So as this I expands to include the entire world, then we love ourselves the most. We love the world also equally. Because in spite of the forms, we are able to see that we are the substratum, we are the foundation of the entire variety. See, these are the two ways. Here Swamiji says, by Vyatireka, the denial of effect in the cause. How do you deny effect in the cause? Cause is the ocean, effect is the wave. How do you deny the wave? You deny the wave by this contemplation that ocean alone is expressing as the wave. So wave has no existence, there is only ocean. Cause alone is expressing as many effects. One light alone expresses as the 7 colors of the rainbow. One sun alone appears as the sunrise and sunset. So what is the effect? Sunrise and sunset. What is the cause? The sun. But the sun is unmoving, but appearing as sunrise and sunset. You deny the effect. Yeah, actually nothing is happening. Every child also knows that there is nothing called sunrise and sunset when reminded, and sun is the constant. See, the woman is the constant one. Happy Mother's Day. Woman is the constant one. But all the effects, what are the effects? Effect is always with reference to something. So the mother effect, the wife effect, the sister effect, the daughter effect, the employee effect. Where are these? They are existing in their own absence. And even while those roles are expressing, woman is the constant one. So what is real? Those roles are real or the woman is real? The woman is real. That woman alone is appearing as those roles. Whether those roles are there or not there, woman continues to be. But if woman is not there, can the effects called mother, daughter, sister, wife express? Not possible. This is Vyatirek. This is Vyatirek. denial of effect in the cause. Then the presence of gold without reference to name and form of the ornament is Vedic. So gold is the untouched principle, woman is the untouched principle, sun is the untouched principle with reference to sunrise and sunset. Woman is the untouched principle with reference to all the roles that she is playing. Gold is the untouched principle with reference to all the ornaments. Ornaments look real, but from the gold's point of view, it continues to be gold. So where are these? Where are the waves? Where are the ornaments? Where are the roles? They are only imaginations. The original, the cause remains constant. See? So in this way, the Anvaya and Vyatirek, these two approaches will be taken in this chapter. This is what Nachiketa asks Yamaraj again and again. O Lord, teach me that which is beyond the scope of dharma and adharma, beyond the limits of cause and effect, beyond the effects of time and change. Anyatra dharmat, anyatra dharmat, anyatra asmat krita kritat, anyatra bhutacha bhavyacha, yat tad pashyati yat tadvada. Please tell me that which is beyond righteousness and unrighteousness, that which is beyond cause and effect, that which is beyond doing and not doing, that which is beyond past and future. And don't tell me from the books. Don't tell me from memory. Tell me what you see at this very moment. What is your direct experience? So don't collect this knowledge for a future reference. Right here and now, while we are listening, we need to be who we are. Truth reveals only in the here and now, not in past or future. Truth reveals not because I am doing my duty of wife, mother, daughter, sister. कुछ नहीं है उसका. Truth does not reveal because there is cause and effect. Because I am studying the Upanishads, then I will come to know the truth. You have gone the wrong way. Because I have gone to the ashram, so I will know the truth. Forget it. You will become ashram manager. Because I am wearing these clothes, so I am a sannyasi, therefore you are a pakka dhongi. Nothing can be, sannyas cannot be a reason if it is only physical. It has to be mental sannyas, meaning renunciation of thoughts. Then it is fine. Knowledge should not be knowledge of scriptures. Knowledge should be knowledge of the self. See? So, we have to go beyond duties, and the greatest duty is to know the truth. And here it is told, you have to go beyond wanting to know the truth or not wanting to know the truth. Like the last chapter, you have to go beyond Sat and Asat. The Sat was only to cancel the Asat. So you have to go beyond Sat and Asat, Chit and Achit. So you have to go beyond Dharma, Adharma. Truth is not a product of Dharma, Adharma. That I will give up Adharma and I will follow Dharma, and when I follow Dharma, I will come to know the truth. Forget it. You have to drop the Dharma also. You have to drop cause and effect also. Cause and effect. Who is the cause? Ishvara is the cause. What is the effect? World is the effect. How does he create? Material and efficient cause. Oh, I have to drop Ishvara also. Then people go in the wrong way. You understand Don't keep Ishvara as a concept. That self alone is expressing as the Ishvara, that self alone is expressing as the world. That is Anvaya, that is all inclusiveness. What is the vision of the water? That it is supporting all the oceans, all the Ishwaras, it is supporting all the waves, all the objective individualities, yet it is independent of the ocean and the wave, because from the water's point of view, there is no ocean and there is no wave, only water is. This realization has to come to us. How it has to come? Without words, without experience. How can you experience yourself? How can the eyes experience themselves? Eyes can illuminate everything, but they cannot see themselves.